Hey guys, I'm Tyrone and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the current content I'm releasing. So today we're talking all about saving. If you're anything like me, controlling your urge to save your money is really difficult. I would always be impulsively buying whatever I had, whenever I had the money, and when I really needed the money, I wouldn't have it. Those moments sucked and I regretted my choices immediately. It wasn't until recently, about a year ago, that things started to change for me. I got some help. Thank goodness I happen to have a 20-year-old sister who's super into marketing, business, budgeting, finance, accounting, organizing. Shout out to you, Gina, you've changed my life. So I'm gonna share some of these insights with you now. Today I'll be going over 5 fantastic tips that over the last year have really transformed my spending habits and turned that into some savings. Let's get started. All right, number 1, track your spending. By far the easiest thing to start with. Just keep a physical copy of your receipts and log it into a book. I'm required to do this anyway as a part of business tax, but it's gonna really transform your personal spending as well. Track everything from petrol, groceries, gym membership, the cafe catch-up you had last week, a mobile phone bill, any bills, anything you can think of, and just put that in the book and mark it off. Then every few months, total it all up and you'll be absolutely surprised at how much you're spending. After I had totaled everything up, it was absolutely shocking to find that I was spending about $4,000 on food and cafe visits every year. I knew from that moment on I had to cut down and drastically change my spending. Check out my receipt book, guys. It's frickin' chunky. And that's from just 1 year of logging. Just spend 20 bucks, head on down to Officeworks, grab yourself one of these books. It's a financial year planner, just pretty straightforward. Each day has a different page, and log your receipts now. I also use an app on my phone which helps track my car expenses like petrol and driving distance and stuff. I do that for business, but the petrol and stuff like that comes in handy for personal as well. So just do whatever works for you, but definitely start doing a paper copy now. Think of it like this, you're starting a fitness goal to lose some weight. Well, it's exactly the same with money. Start a savings goal to save some money. Track your spending and you'll have a solid foundation from here on in. So tip number 2 is get rid of your credit card. It is not your money. 5,000 bucks, 10,000 bucks, whatever it is, it's in your account and you just think, heck yes, I can spend this money. Whoa, slow down. Where the heck is this money coming from anyway? Is it even yours? Credit cards are one of those vicious traps of everyday life that seems so enticing. You have all this money to spend at your whim, whenever you want, just tap and go, but then there's a catch. You have to pay it back. Or if you don't pay it back in time, you gotta pay more back in interest. Yikes. I fell into this habit really quickly a while back, and I would just tap my payment wherever I was going and think, oh yeah, I'm adding up to a really good credit score. But I wasn't. I was utterly terrible at paying it back. I would just forget, never get around to it, and I would just keep using the card, depleting the amount I had, and then suddenly I was left with pretty much nothing on the card. Luckily, it hasn't affected the credit score too much, but it's on my mind and I want to get rid of it. So I'm paying it all back and I want it gone. I stopped all automatic payments coming from the card and got the card out of my wallet and put it out of my sight. I just didn't want to use it. My motto was if I did not earn it, I was not going to spend it. The credit card is just simply designed to make money easy to spend. But really, it's just a growing debt if you're not managing it right. Don't fall into the trap and think that it's your money. It absolutely isn't. It's the bank's money and you eventually owe it back. In my opinion, you earn your money anyway and it goes onto your personal account, usually linked to a debit card. So why don't you just use that for your personal spending and not have to worry about any of these credit card bank statements anyway? Don't get me wrong, you'll need credit cards for a few things in life, like insurance, airports, deposits, safer money transfers. But the funny thing is, most of modern life, the transactions are also accepted on debit card as well. They make it seem so amazing. These credit cards are going to give you rewards when you spend. But don't get sucked in. These reward companies aren't really worth it in the end. Yes, you might get a business class flight every now and then, once you reach a few 100,000 points. And that's just exactly it. This card and this incentive, it encourages you to spend the money, which means you're not saving at all. So break free, ditch that card, cut it up, pay it off. Do whatever you can to reduce your spending on the credit card and transfer all your automatic payments over to debit. It's gonna make far more sense and you're not gonna have any building up debt in the long run. All right, tip number 3 is open more accounts within your bank. It's actually pretty easy to manage your personal income if you just create more sub-accounts within your bank account. I run about 8 different sub-accounts in my main account, 4 for business and 4 for personal. Having money in separate accounts such as your income, your rent, expenses, utilities, emergency money, and so on, it's a really simple way to break up your earnings and have the money sitting in the accounts when they are really needed most. So don't make the assumption that just because you've earned $1,000 a week that you have that money to spend. Be money smart and allocate the funds accordingly in your accounts. You can even set up automatic payments so you don't even have to think about this yourself. Just do it once and it's done. A business investor told me recently that it's actually a really good idea to break it into thirds. A third for personal, a third for investing, and a third for saving. Before I used any of these strategies, I just had 1 or 2 accounts open and a big old sum of money, and it was very misleading to the amount I could actually spend. So really, it's quite a simple and straightforward tip, and it only just takes a few minutes to set up. So log into your account today and get started. All right, next up is cancel all of your unused subscriptions. Oh my goodness, it seems like every single service these days has some sort of member-based subscription where you sign up once and you've got a great product. They have absolutely amazing benefits and have really simplified a point of service. They offer up a one-off payment for a product each month, and it's really straightforward. You get Disney Plus for $9, Netflix for $15, Adobe for $50, terabyte of storage for $20, and the list goes on. But it's amazing how quickly all of these expenses can total up and get absolutely out of hand. Yeah, you're probably saving money on the subscriptions. It could be a lower annual cost anyway by going month to month, but really if you total up all these costs together, bundle it up, you could be spending, like me, about $200 a month on subscriptions. Yikes. I recommend just going through them, listing them all down and adding them up, and cancelling the ones that you really don't use that much anymore. Now invest that money where it can do some good. Personally, I got rid of a few content streaming platforms that I rarely ever used anyway, and let's be honest, how much do we really need anyway? If saving is really your intention, then condense what you can do on just a few key services, like your video streaming on Netflix and your music on Spotify. Just do what feels necessary for your budget and your requirements, but you're going to notice a small incremental change each month, which could really be handy and you could put a few extra dollars somewhere else. All right, finally, the last point is to control your impulses. It's absolutely the hardest tip on this list and is so hard to self-discipline. How many diets are started, workout schedules begun, fitness goals broken, whatever it is, self-discipline is self-taught and it's really hard. It's up to you. So bringing it back to money, it seems really easy, right? To catch yourself before you spend something. Just ask yourself this question. Do I really need this? Usually it's just a no, and what you need is actually just a want. See if you can catch yourself before this happens next time. Ask yourself the question, do I really need that phone, that TV, that lunch that's super expensive, or that bread roll, whatever it is? Just ask yourself that question. Do you really need it? How is it going to improve your life? Another trick is to just come back to it in 10 minutes, 24 hours, 48 hours, the next week, whatever it is, just let your mind clear and not be so consumed by it, and you'll probably have more focus and clarity, and you probably won't make the purchase. You can do it, I absolutely know you can. You'll soon find self-discipline is a part of our everyday lives. We make decisions on everything, where to go, where to drive, what to eat. But why is it so hard with money? It's because money is emotional. Take the emotion out of it, and then suddenly it has less or no value at all. All right, so there you have it, 5 tips for saving money. It's pretty straightforward. You can get started today and it doesn't take too long. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell to stay in touch with all the content I'm releasing, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next. Bye.